Hello and welcome to Light Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews of flashlights, rechargeable lanterns, and other portable light sources, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us we have the ThruNite TN12 version 6. This is an 18650 powered, everyday carry tactical flashlight. You can find these selling sometimes on sale as low as $29.99 at Amazon USA. And if you like what you see, I'll have links down below in the paid links section for you guys to check out. So here you go, ThruNite, guiding you through the night. Their basic brown box. There you go, new illustration. And then we have it in cool white or neutral white. I went with the cool white. And I'll take everything out of the box to show what you get. So in the box, we get the star of the show. The TN12 version 6. Now I have the Pro, which I'm going to show you so you can kind of see some of the differences. So we get the flashlight. We get a nice holster. I like this. I want to see more companies include a holster, don't you think? That's great. So we get that. We get a charging cable, USB to Type-C. Then we get a bag of goodies, a lanyard, some extra O-rings, an extra charge port cover, and looks like the rubber switch part under the main mode switch. I think that's what that is. Cool. So we get all that fun stuff, and then we get directions in English on both sides, which I was surprised. So let's do it for posterity, guiding you through the night. There it is, illustration, their contact information. Going here, you can see it says TN12 V6 rechargeable LED flashlight adopts high-performance LED to make output up to 1950 lumens and a max beam distance of 259 meters. Nice. And then here's technical parameters. See LED lens, reflector, working voltage, material. I'm going to go over all that stuff pretty much. Most of it, in case I miss something, here you are. Freeze frame this, you got turbo, high, medium, low, FireFly, and strobe. They make it very easy with this particular flashlight when operating the UI. Then you have a battery status LED, which I like on ThruNite. It's red or blue. Once it's red, it's time to charge. And no messing around. There you go. That's how to operate it right there, all in a nutshell. And then over here, we have our warranty information, and we're done. All right, cool. So let's get to the flashlight. So get it down here. All right, I think it doesn't matter either way I put that. Just zoom it on down, close and personal. All right, dimensions. We have 5 1/4 inches in length, or 133 millimeters. We have a head diameter of 1 inch, or 25 millimeters. We have a tail diameter of 15/16 of an inch, or 24 millimeters. Size comparison. Bring this back up. So we got on the bench. I just see random objects. Let's see what we got here. We got a ThruNite. This is cool. I like this little pocket flashlight. I use this a lot. Saber. It's a 2-mode flashlight, which I enjoy simpleness of that. You have a 14500 cell they include with it, and it runs on AA batteries as well. So there you go, AA powered flashlight. You got a battery here. Let's see what I got. 18650 flat top. Now this flashlight will not operate on flat tops or unprotected button tops. It needs a protected button top to properly connect. So if you're wondering, you got to use those. Here's a flat top 21700. Here you are. And then I think I have a shorter. This is the ThruNite TC15 version 3. This is a non-tactical style. You just got your mode switch there. High output flashlight though. But yeah, more of a workhorse around the house. You can see it's a little shorter than the TN12 version 6. All right. And now let's bring in the TN12 Pro. I don't think you can get it anymore. You might be able to find it in the secondary market, but this is the TN12 Pro. And as you can see, there's some few changes here. Let me just kind of zoom in just a little bit, and you can kind of see those changes. So first of all, yeah, design of the body. The grip is definitely more aggressive on the TN12 version 6. You can see there are deeper cuts, but it's still comfortable to hold. It's not too aggressive. It's just enough, which is great. Definitely feels nicer to hold and grip onto. This is just very shallow. It looks like they did some kind of treatment on the tail cap too. Same side switches, same tail switches, guarded. I believe they're pretty identical. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's pretty close. But when they operate the UI is different. The UI in this one, when you hit the tail, it's automatically turbo. This one here is whatever you set it at, which is really nice. The Pro, just assume that you always wanted turbo. Here, it can be whatever you set it. So if you want it on FireFly all the time like it is now, doesn't burn my finger, there you go. Here, it's always turbo no matter what you do. So that's mainly the huge difference. And of course my colors go wonky, so we're gonna bring in Iron Man. There you go. Back my colors. Okay, but yeah, that's the major differences. I believe the reflectors are similar. This uses a little different LED, I believe, SFT40. This uses a SST70, I believe. But there you go. Pretty similar designs. All right, great. So let's talk about features of the new TN12 version 6. All right, bring it on down here. So going to the front, we have some shallow cuts here. Nice, what do you call it, crenellated bezel. It's not really super tactical or defensive. It's just, I think, for looks. That's me personally. The glass here is tempered glass with anti-reflective coatings. If I could get you to see that. If I flash it right in the light, so I can move this light over to get the, as I can flash it, you guys can see the purple hue to it, but trust me, it's there. All right, cool. And smooth reflector, as you can see there. And then down in the center, we have an awesome LED, which is the SST70 in cool white, as I mentioned. No CRI was published or color temperatures, but I'm guessing around 6,000 or color temperature of, or sorry, color rendering index of 70-ish. That's usually what the cool whites are. So there's that, of course. Bodies, your typical 6061 aluminum alloy with a Type 3 hard anodized finish. As you can see, that nice heavy cut grip. I like that a lot. Extra cooling there. This one also has better regulation on temperature than the outgoing model, so that's also worthy of mention. Great. What else we have here? We got I mentioned the grip there. So it feels good. USB charging jack on the side. It's your typical 5 volt, 2 amp input. It charges fast. I believe it charges, I saw 1 3/4 amp. So make sure your battery can handle it, whatever you're using. They include a 3400 cell in here, which I'll show you in a moment. But yeah, it's about getting this jacket to sit perfectly in place. It can be a little fiddly until you get it. That's so you can get your IPX8 waterproof. You want that as tight as possible. I think I got it flush to the body. Looks pretty good from what I can tell with the camera. Here we are. It's got the 1.5 meter drop, which is typical for these flashlights. And of course, a button top battery. It's a pretty basic affair. Let me show you here. It's just it's included, which is nice. But you use the battery circuitry on the flashlight to charge it. It doesn't have a Type C on the battery itself. So 3400, and it has protected circuit built into it. There you go. Overcharge, discharge protection. It's good to have. So you have nothing special, just an unprotected button. Protected button top. It's got extra length, which you need to make the connection. Before I close it up, the sidewall looks of a decent thickness. I always check that out. You know, when they're really thin, I get kind of like, uh-oh. But this one, not too bad. It looks like it's got some nice square threads, so it grabs these tails really nice to screw them back down. Nice and snug. All right, great. Hat belt clip, looking good. It's not quite deep carry, but for this type of light, plus you get the holster, don't think you really need it. But that's, you know, here nor there. Okay, cool. Got all that. Let's see. Cover the switches. So the tail switch is awesome. It's a momentary on-off, which I was showing you, so you can silently operate this. And that's the tactical nature of this light. Now, people love this because you can go FireFly super quiet. And it's whatever you set it. Now, the cool thing is you can just light press and then change the modes without even clicking it on, which is really nice. So now I have it on Momentary Turbo. So when I press this, I'm just momentarily pressing. So there you go. And of course, we'll set it to low. There's our low. And lock it in, just press and lock it in. There it is. Now it's on. Now you can change with the mode switch. So that's our tail. Very simple. It's guarded. It's got 2 hook points for lanyard. Nice heavy duty. I do like that. And I believe this will tail stand. It's just this table is a little off center. Maybe it won't tail stand. Probably not a good idea to tail stand it. Blind you guys. Here's your side switch for changing the modes. Blue means good. 20% or less, you're at red, time to charge. So something to keep in mind. Of course, showing you how to cycle is very simple. Just press, single presses, cycles through the modes. And then whatever you set it at, it'll remember that as the mode memory and what to use for the tail switch. And so yes, it does leach over time to hold that mode memory. So you do want to take your battery out if you plan to store it for months and months or years and years without using it. I just take the battery out to protect it. Or what I do is I take a piece of an old gift card, cut a circle, and stick it in here as an insulator to keep the connection from happening. And I usually take my battery and discharge it to 3.7 volts for storage voltage. It's a good idea, good practice. So there's your FireFly mode. You don't have to do anything special to get to it. You just hit the mode button. So I'm right here in FireFly. It's a half lumen. That half lumen runs forever. I do have pictures in the garage, which we're going to go to here in a second. So that's it on that. And if you want strobe, it has strobe. You press and hold the mode switch from on. So when we're on with the tail engaged, we press and hold, and we have strobe. Now, with strobe running, it's just a single flashing 600 lumen output, probably running it about 5 hours. Single press to turn it off, and goes back to your normal mode you were on. There you go. And I believe you can get a little tricky with this if you want. You can do momentary, press and hold. Now you got momentary strobe. So if I let go of the tail, of course it's going to turn off the strobe and the light completely. So you could actually do it without clicking the switch on. Do it again. So pressing it on, holding the mode switch, letting go, and then, yeah, I kind of let go too soon, but you get the idea. You can momentary engage it without having to click the light on if you want to do that. But it's kind of a two-step process, which is kind of a harder thing to do, but otherwise not a big deal. So let's head to the garage. Check out some pictures of the TN12 version 6 in action, and a video I took when I was outside with this thing on turbo to see what kind of distances you can get and beam pattern on this bad boy. Before we go out there, to make sure I covered everything on the switch. Yeah, it's pretty basic. Let's get out there. So put this down. Let's head to the garage. So here I am in front of the garage door, 15 feet away. The light's on turbo. This is 1950 lumens. Expect a runtime of 1 minute before it throttles down to 680 lumens and runs the remainder of the battery out at 155 minutes and a total throw of 259 meters in this mode. Going to high, this is 600 lumens. Expect a runtime of 3 3/4 hours. I will mention that these step modes are usable brightnesses that you'll find yourself using quite often. Now we're on medium, that useful mode I mentioned, 125 lumens. Expect a runtime of 13.5 hours. The medium on the Pro was 220 lumens, so fairly similar there. Next we go to low. This is 25 lumens. Expect a runtime of 45 hours. In our last picture, it's rather dim. This is the FireFly mode. This is the half lumen. Barely make it out, but I was able to get a picture of it. This will run 41 days. Pretty impressive. Now let's head outside and look at that video of me using this flashlight on turbo. Give you some distances of up to 100 meters. Let's check it out. Okay, I'm outside with the ThruNite TN12 version 6. This is 1950 lumens with a throw of 259 meters. Archway there is 30 feet away. Tree behind it's 50 feet away. Tree to the left here is 40 feet. And then going down range, there's a tree in between there. That is 100 feet. Hopefully the camera's picking that up. Then going down range, you can see there's a stop sign that's 100 meters. And then further down there, there's a metal gazebo and 2 pine trees at 100 meters. Right next to that stop sign, which I'm barely making out. I can see it in person, but not super clear. This light's very floody. Bring it down the sidewalk. Back up to the archway. I might start throttling because it is getting warm in the hand. There we are. Stop sign, then back down. Okay. So yeah, it's got some decent throw for it. A lot of spill on that. I like the beam pattern. So let's go ahead and do a quick benchtop demo of this light, and then we'll do some final thoughts. So we'll go ahead and just turn this off here. Now the flashlight does weigh 87 grams. Forgot to mention it. I think it's a gram or two more than the Pro. Just to give you an idea, I think they're using a little bit more aluminum to get those aggressive cutting there. So let's go ahead and hit this light. There we are. So we have our modes. We're just using the mode switch. So I'm holding the light up about 2 feet off the bench. Going through the modes, turbo, aiming at the ceiling. There's turbo. FireFly, yeah, half lumens. You're not going to see it. There's low, medium, high, turbo. So you get the idea. Back to FireFly. And then, let's see, let's go to low, and you get an idea of the spill. Bring it in, bring it in. And it's got a diffuse center. It's defined, but not as defined as a lot of throwers. So it's kind of like a mid-range semi-thrower. You know, it's not your super distance or anything like that. So you saw outside there. I wish you could throw a little further. I believe the Pro was like 380 meters. So yeah, you got more throw out of the Pro. But there you go. So this flashlight's $30. I like the price. So also we're a channel where we do radios. So let's go ahead and tune a radio.
Call yet, but I certainly know how the game ended.
So this flashlight is really good on FireFly, turbo. I believe low. Let's check it out. There's FireFly.
Getting to overtime, and this time he may have just won the game. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Well, he did win the game. 111-110, Kings over the Heat.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm noticing
I'm sorry, Sands.
just slight on medium and high, but none on turbo, low, or FireFly. And those are the modes you're going to want to use as far as low, FireFly and low right here. This would be perfect. Awesome. All right, cool. Let's go final thoughts. So go ahead and turn that off. Turn the lights back on. Yeah, just general stuff. I mean, if you want to see real quick, I can bring out the Pro. Let's go ahead and engage that. Of course, it goes right to turbo. I'm trying to remember this. Oh yeah, this one's got the separate. So this is the UI, and this one's tricky. So you got to use a side switch if you want to use that to change modes. The tail's only for, yeah, the tail's only for turbo. So that's kind of annoying. But here you go for beam patterns. I believe this Pro might be neutral white as well, but it gives you an idea of the differences. Brightness might be a little bit more intense on the Pro. Pro's in my left hand. More diffused TN12 version 6 on my right. There you go. All right, cool. It's always fun to show off. All right, let's turn the lights on. Okay, great. Yeah. Here it is, that guy. I believe that's off. Yeah, this is odd because you have to like single click, turn it on, and then to cycle, press and hold. So yeah, it's a lot different. It's kind of cool you can operate it without using the tail, but yeah, I like having that tail set whatever I want. That is fantastic. Okay, so we gotta click this off, turn it off. All right, great. So let's go ahead, zoom it on down, and like I said, do some final thoughts. There's a deck of cards for size comparison. Iron Man. Yeah, loving it. All right, let's go over likes, dislikes, wants, and final recommendation. So the TN12 version 6, it's a cool flashlight. I mean, if you're into these are really nice. And if you have a Pro, do you need the V6? You might like it. If you like the idea of momentary, whatever mode you set it at, that's a nice thing. If that's not your bag and you want tactical all the time available to you, you want to try to find a Pro or a model that has tactical all the time on the tail. So if you forget, what you set it at on here, you're not going to have tactical high output turbo. So you have to make sure you adjust it before you go out, depending on your situation. If you don't have that luxury and you're a first responder, you might need something like the Pro. So, but otherwise, this is for everybody else, pretty much. The version 6, it's just that much easier to use. I like that. Very, very simple. And of course, protected. You don't need any kind of electronic lockout because you can only turn the flashlight on with the tail. It will not engage with the side switch. So if you forget to turn on the electric lockout, like on the other one, you have to engage the electronic lockout. You can turn it on in your pocket, and that's a problem. So this one will not turn on in your pocket. So those are good things going over. So yeah, what I like, decent throw, solid build quality, has a holster, high capacity battery, nice grip. Step modes are useful, similar to the Pro, I would say. They're pretty close. A guarded tail, mentioned that. Momentary use, yay! Who doesn't like that? FireFly mode, on the main cycle, you know, you have your FireFly low, medium, high. It's on the main thing, which is, I love that. Battery status LED, included lanyard, extra stuff. I like this. I like that they include these things, extra port cover. Yeah. Thank you, guys. A lot of flashlight companies don't do this. And I like to see that. They'll just give you a lanyard and that's it. So that's a bonus. What do I want on here? A ramp mode. Yes, that would be awesome. And a beacon mode, along with your strobe mode. So you could switch from strobe to beacon. I don't care for really SOS, because typically a flasher is good to get attention, and a beacon, like the high output beacon, if you need to get somebody's attention and you want to make the battery last a long time, the high output beacon flash would be nice. That's just opinion, but there's only two things I really want on this light. Overall, it's pretty well made and rock and roll. So overall, yes, the TN12 version 6 is worth the price, and it gets a solid recommendation from me. So go get yourself one. Use the links below if you enjoyed this video and you want to pick one up, support the channel. You guys are great. So yeah, the TN12 Pro version 6. If you like ThruNite flashlights and you want to see more, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notified of future reviews, comparisons. And of course, 3, comment below what you think about the TN12 version 6. Do you own one? Do you have one? Are you thinking about picking one up? Do you like the idea of the Momentary, whatever you set the mode at? Do you like the size? Just let me know what your thoughts are on this particular flashlight. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in my next video.